Subin is waiting for tomorrow. Kai has a secret. Beomgyu has hope. Yeonjun made a promise. And Taehyun, he's got a clue. So what exactly do the Morse codes mean, and how does it tie into the theory that there are multiple universes? Hello friends, my name is Lena, and I'm here to explain what I'm going to dub the color universe theory. Part of that theory is based off the fact that there are colors assigned to all of the members. So in the photos that Big Hit posted with the TU logo on them, all of the members were wearing a specific color. So Yeonjun and Subin were yellow, Kai and Taehyun were red, Beomgyu was orange, which is a mix of all of the other colors. And then they had the intro videos, which we know are technically not part of the TU. However, I will be using them in this theory to support things that we've come up with. But they aren't completely based on those videos, and thus, even if they're not part of the universe, it doesn't matter, because this theory still holds up without it. I also do want to mention that I did not come up with this completely on my own. This was part of a discussion with my group chat on Twitter, so I do want to give a quick shout out to them. I'm going to have their usernames in the description. Thank you so much to Shaya, Sim, Tay, and Steven. You guys are lovely. I love you so much. Once again, their Twitters are linked in the description below, so please go follow them on Twitter if you're not already. Okay, let's get on with the theory. So this theory actually uses some of the imagery that we've seen in the very beginning. If you've gone to the website, you've seen an eclipse on their website where the two circles meet, and then there's a part in the middle that's the same. And that very clearly seems to be an eclipse imagery, like there's not much debate about that. So in this theory, the color universe theory, we believe that each of those circles represents a different universe. Parallel universes, if you will, or maybe it's a multiverse of some sort. We have the yellow universe, and then we have the red universe, and then we have the part where they meet in the middle, which becomes the orange universe. We can assume that right now in the timeline of this story, the people who are wearing the respective shirts are the ones that are in that respective universe. Of course, there are a couple things that are interesting about this. Part of this is the fact that Kai seems to frequently be shown wearing yellow, and there's a reason for that. I think that Kai was originally from the yellow universe, hence why he's wearing so much yellow. So originally, the people from the yellow universe would actually have been Subin, Kai, and Yeonjun. And I have reason to believe that Kai and Yeonjun were actually quite good friends, or at least relatively close. But I'll get more into that in a minute. Beomgyu, on the other hand, we do see in the orange universe, but I don't think he was from the orange universe either. He's shown wearing a lot of red, especially in his intro videos. He's literally wearing a red jacket. So I think he's actually from the red universe originally. So the story goes something like this. Once before, there was an eclipse, and during an eclipse is the only time that you can actually traverse universes. This is very prominent in all sorts of lore. If you've recently seen the movie Kimi no Na wa, or Your Name, this uses a similar idea. In that movie, time interwound, and they were able to meet each other even despite the fact that the guy was in the future and the girl was in the past. In our theory, we're using it to say that the two universes actually met and created a third universe. Perhaps they collided during this eclipse, and that happened in the past. During that time, all of the members actually met and became friends. When they met, I think Kai crossed universes. He started out in the yellow universe, but then after the eclipse, he was in the red universe. I think the same thing happened to Beomgyu, except he was trying to stay in the orange universe. I'm not sure if Kai was trying to stay in the orange universe or not, but I do think it's possible in one way or another. And we have to remember that the orange universe is connected to both universes, so just keep that in mind. So Kai does not belong in the red universe. Even his shirt that he's wearing in the intro pictures is incomplete, like it's missing pieces. It's literally stripes and lions. And throughout the time, we see an interesting instability happen, especially in his intro videos where he's walking around and he seems to be balancing between worlds and jumping into totally different scenery, something that's not present in anyone else's video. There's also the whole part with the dog, where he literally is running after the dog lets go and then trips into a completely different place. I think his atoms are completely unstable because he's not meant to be in this universe, and I do think that he's actually in danger. This is supported because in Yeonjun's video, the striped shirt bear literally appears when they say danger. Danger. Kai's Morse code, secret, makes sense because his secret is that he is in the wrong universe. Seriously, Kai, you're not even trying to hide it. Literally, you're wearing yellow everywhere. Taehyun, on the other hand, he was left in the red universe kind of by himself. I think he knows about Kai's existence, but I think Kai's existence is so interesting that maybe he's kind of on his own, which is really sad. But it explains why he's waiting for things so much. Literally, he's doing things that you generally do to pass the time, and he looks kind of bored most of the time in his intro video. This doesn't lead us to Taehyun's Morse code, which is clue, but I'll get back to that in a minute once I've explained everyone else's. Beomgyu, on the other hand, is in the orange universe, and technically that's not his universe, but he is stable because it is already connected to the other two universes. So the only place that you can exist without being unstable is in the orange universe if you're from either of the other universes, because like I said, it's literally connected to them. It's part of their color scheme. His Morse code is hope. He has hope that he can meet all of his friends and bring them all into the same universe. So we do know that there's going to be an eclipse happening. I know this because in the new videos, the questioning videos, we get to see literally something eclipsing their faces. I think this is implying that time is passing and that there's going to be an eclipse very soon. In fact, so soon that it might actually be tomorrow, which is Subin's Morse code. So Subin is looking forward to meeting his friends again, and perhaps he even knows what he's going to do when he sees them. Beomgyu and Subin kind of almost are implied to meet up together in the intro videos, so that completely describes his Morse code and all of the meanings. I think that Subin and Beomgyu maybe have a plan. The ultimate goal for them would be to end up in the orange universe together, rescue Kai. Although I'm not sure if anyone else actually knows about Kai. I did mention that Taehyun perhaps knows, but also he might not. However, I do know that Yeonjun really likes him. In fact, I think he made a promise to Kai that he would see him again. Promise is Yeonjun's Morse code. And we also see him in his intro video playing and singing with a bear, which is really important because, like I said, that bear is wearing the same striped shirt as Kai, and it's representing him. It might even be tethering him to the real world. We can definitely see that Yeonjun misses Kai a lot. As such, I think that his promise is specifically to Kai. He's either going to save Kai or reunite with Kai when the next eclipse comes. So going off of these, the only one whose Morse code I haven't talked about yet is Taehyun. Taehyun's Morse code is clue, so I decided to take a much closer look at everything that's featured in his video, specifically the things that he's holding. The flower that he's holding, the one that he's holding right near his eye that he's almost literally looking at, seeing, is a daffodil, but it's also called a narcissus. This is a different variety of daffodil than the yellow ones. This is a white daffodil with an orange center, which does exist. I looked it up. Daffodils represent uncertainty, but they also represent unrequited love or new beginnings. So also in the video, we see a bird featured very closely, literally in the eye of the bird. It's a little freaky. Anyways, I've seen a lot of people discussing what this bird might be, including like budgies and all types of birds. It's a cake. Cake. I'm looking at it on my phone. I don't know how to say it. C-A-I-Q-U-E, cake. Cake is actually a type of parrot. So the bird that you're seeing is a parrot. And this is important because what do parrots do? They literally mimic things. That's what they're known for. When you have a parrot dream, it symbolizes the fact that you are mirroring habits, characteristics, or actions that are not necessarily reflective of who you are. Wait a second. Wasn't the daffodil's other name Narcissus? What else has the name Narcissus? Oh yeah. So in Greek mythology, there is a character named Narcissus, and his story was really famous because his tale is literally about a person who falls in love with his reflection, and in the end it kind of kills him. Either in some versions of the stories he falls in to the pond that he was looking at his reflection in other ones he was pushed, in other ones he just simply wasted away staring at himself for all of time. But the point is that mirrors and reflections seem to be very important. If you look at everything that we're talking about, I feel like this is the clue. The clue is a mirror. I never mentioned how they're actually meeting up with each other, but I think that this is the clue that we need to figure out how they're going to be meeting up with each other again. I think that they're going to be using mirrors. And you know what else uses mirrors? Cameras. Well, at least a lot of cameras do. But cameras are really important in this series because it does show a reflection somehow. it literally records you and then puts you somewhere else. I can literally take the memory card in my camera right now, put it in a computer, and play this footage, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing in 10 minutes. So with that in mind, let's take a look at something very interesting. Kai, in his intro video, is shown jumping and waving literally in the mirror, and then when we go to Bongkyu's video again, we see him doing the same thing, but this time it's to a camera. As the eclipse is getting closer, they're able to catch glimpses of each other, and they're able to communicate with each other specifically. Kai and Bongkyu are literally mirroring each other. They're doing basically the exact same, and maybe their ultimate goal is to all meet up again in the Orange universe. I did also want to just throw in one other thing. Now that the timer on the website has run out, we're pretty much back to not knowing anything. As such, I just wanted to throw in my little reaching theory of what the debut date might actually be. In Taehyun's intro video, we see him playing a video game. And this is actually featured really prominently, to the point where I was like, why are we staring at him driving a car for so long? Because all the other ones, they kind of were like always on the other person's face, if it wasn't something like a dog or something. But his really heavily showed this game several times. In fact, time in the game actually slowed down. The moment that the car hits the other, the time on the game reads 0217. And I think that's actually a date. I know that it's the time within the game, but if you look on the calendar, 0217 is a Sunday. The day right after that is the 18th of February, which is actually Hoseok's birthday. I don't think they're going to release it on Hoseok's birthday. However, the day after that is a supermoon. Yeah, there's literally a supermoon on February 19th. I think they're telling us to slow down. Time the 18th for some of the world. Keep in mind that Korea is ahead of a lot of the world, and they would of course be aware of this. So I think they're telling us to keep an eye out. Like I said, that might be a bit of a reach, but whatever. Anyways, what did you think about these theories? Did you like them? Do you agree with them? Do you not agree with them? Why? Please leave it in the comments. Please! Like, challenge my theory. Show me things that are wrong or different, because I feel like that can only make it a stronger theory. If you liked the video, please subscribe, because I'm going to be making more of them as more theories come up. I actually have maybe 2 more theories in the works that don't have to do with this one necessarily. They're just other possibilities, but this one came together the fastest. Like I said, this theory isn't completely my own thoughts. Please follow my friends in the description below, and also follow me. I am Suddenly Text on Twitter. I post content for TXT. I don't know what else to say about that. Anyways, just wanted to say thank you guys for watching, and I hope that you have a lovely day. Bye! Of what the debut be? What am I saying?